right, excellent afternoon, viewers. You're welcome to yet another Real Talk edition on Silverbird Television, the talk show where conversations are real. And on this edition of the show today, we have flying into the aviation space in Nigeria, and we are looking into the growth and challenges of the sectors over the short period of time. And before we bring our guest to the studio, let me introduce my guest host, a seasoned journalist, a broadcaster, an analyst, someone I've admired from a distance, from afar, before we had to work together, I think 2 or 3 years ago. Her name is Jumoke Olawode James. Nice to have you on set today. I'm so excited having you on set.
I'm very excited to be here, Kike. Great to see you're doing very well.
Thank you.
And keeping safe and healthy.
Thank you. Thank you so much on that. Thank you for honoring my invitation. And of course, you know, I never do this alone. I have my opinionated co-host, not co-host now, co-host, the male, our what now? Our chief husband, our house husband. Marshall, how are you doing today?
Fantastic, Kike, and I'm happy to be here alongside Jumoke. It's a pleasure to be here. And Kike, I must say, you look exceptionally beautiful this morning.
I agree.
So do you, Jimmy.
Thank you very kindly.
Only if people know that, like Jumoke emphasized this morning, media is not a park in the world.
It's not a walk in the park.
It's not a walk in the park.
Yeah, it is.
Oh God, only if the audience or the viewers understand what we go through behind closed doors. But
yes,
many thanks to you guys for making it making it look seamless and all of that. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. So, but before then, let's take a look at what happened on Today in History. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
On this day in history, the 1st of April 2015, Nigeria's president, who was president-elect at the time, Muhammadu Buhari, made his acceptance speech saying that he harbors no ills against anyone, while advising Nigerians to accord President Goodluck Jonathan the respect he deserves as a servant of the people. Buhari in his speech also pledged to tackle the nation's myriad problems such as insecurity, corruption, and economic decline. He urged Nigerians to support his government through constructive criticism in order to achieve his set target.
All right, Marshall, I'm very sure you have something to say regarding on this day in history, because you know what's your opinion?
I like the part where the commentator said Buhari advised Nigerians to bring their criticisms, objective criticisms, to his government. I mean, if you look at what's happening today, you'd ask yourself, is the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari taking in these criticisms?
And the answer is no. Straight answer, because the Minister of Information has already said to us, media people, please don't embarrass our government. So that doesn't come across like you're open, to constructive criticism, really, because without it, you would be going far left or far right without knowing. You need guidance, and once you're in the government space, you need to be more open to accepting whatever people are willing to say to you.
All right, many thanks for your submission, Jumoke. I think it's important for us to quickly go into the topic, this discussion today. Another familiar discussion we'll be having today, like I said earlier, is the Nigerian airline business and the aviation industry. Would people understand all the ups and downs that goes on in the Nigerian economic that the aviation people are facing? And in the early 70s and 80s, the Nigerian Airways was the frontliners of our aviation industry, and after the sector began facing some challenges, private bodies were allowed to own airline companies to complement the federal provisions. So today brings me to a focus discussion where we brought in the person who can talk authoritatively in this sector. We will be exploring the airline industry in Nigeria, the growth and the challenges, and the impact and setback. But before we get into the discussion for today, let's take a quick break from our sponsors. We'll be right back. All right, many thanks for staying tuned with us. I think I forgot to say Happy New Month.
Yes,
I should have opened the show with Happy New Month. I was actually thinking of what's the April Fool game I can play on Jumoke?
Yeah.
You know, and even my dad, you know, I've been having one short misunderstanding with my dad. I said, this should be the right time to call him and just play April Fool. Happy New Month, guys.
Yes,
That's
yes,
another
a new
quarter.
quarter. You
Yeah.
know, we thank God, and you know, 2021 started with you know some rough edges, so we are very grateful to God, you know, that we're alive and we're safe.
Well, you want check your phone? It's ringing. April Fool.
You got me there! You got me! I must pay back mine. I must pay back to you. Oh, guys. Oh, Masha, that's a nice one. All right. So we have our esteemed guest in the studio, a stakeholder in the aviation industry of Nigeria, the founder of Airpeace, Barrister Allen Onyema. Let's take a quick look at his profile before we resume our discussion proper. Stay tuned. All right, many thanks, guys, for still staying with us. You know, the name Allen Onyema is synonymous with Airpeace Airline. And as I said earlier, our focus today is on the airline industry in Nigeria. And we'll be taking a look at the challenges, a success story. As we all know, it wears many hats, an entrepreneur, a lawyer, a philanthropist, and so on. You know, good. Excellent afternoon, Barrister Allen Onyema. We're glad to have you on the show today. I'm excited. Thank you so much for creating time to be with us today on the platform Real Talk.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Welcome, sir.
All right.
How are
Thank
you
you.
doing? Are you comfortable?
I am,
Okay, cool.
but I'm not comfortable because I don't know the questions you're going to ask me.
All right. So talking about questions, I think it's important for me to ask you that, you know, you are the CEO of the biggest private jetliner, if that's the word to use, in Nigeria. You know, so bring us to speed with the difference or the differential Airpeace in terms of service and value to the aviation industry in Nigeria.
Well, thank you very much. We started in 2014, and since then it's been a kind of roller coaster story. We are bringing a world of difference to aviation. Just between 2014 and 2017, first 3 years, we had expanded to so much to the envy of the aviation world. Airpeace is not it's not only the largest airline in Nigeria, it's the largest private airline in the whole of Africa. Because you know you have some other airlines that are run by governments. But when you talk about private-owned airline, Airpeace is the largest in the whole of Africa, and it's the fastest growing airline in Africa. And when you look at what is happening in Airpeace, you have to look at why Airpeace in the first place. Why did we even set up Airpeace? Airpeace was set up to give, you know, good employment to the critical mass of unemployed people in this country and elsewhere. That is the thrust for the creation of Airpeace. And that has made a world of difference, because in Airpeace, we do not think of just profit, lining the pocket of the shareholder. No. What we do is continue pushing in. Whatever comes from Airpeace, we put it back to Airpeace, and take from other resources to put back to Airpeace. That is the result of, that's the reason for the growth, for the rapid growth we are seeing in Airpeace. So that is a world of difference. So we are there for service. We want to make this country proud, and Nigerians have been proud of so many things we've done for them.
Talking about pride, Nigerians were very, very proud of Airpeace when we went to rescue Nigerians in South Africa during the xenophobic attacks. The pandemic last year, even bringing in vaccines, you know, Nigerians have been proud of Airpeace, like this is our own. And I do appreciate the fact that when you started out in 1999 as a lawyer, in 1990 as a lawyer in Lagos, you did struggle yourself. So the passion for wanting to create employment for Nigerians based on what you've experienced yourself, we see in terms of what Airpeace is doing. But there are issues in the aviation sector in Nigeria that we have had over the years. Would love for you to touch on some of them and how has Airpeace, as a private company, surpassed them?
Yeah.
Well, there are so many challenges facing the aviation industry in Nigeria, and a lot of airlines in Nigeria have gone under. If you look at the books, over 60 or so Nigerian airlines are no longer in existence. The truth is, a lot of people say because of governance structure. It's not governance structure alone. Yes, to some extent, the way the owners played it, they didn't work out very well. But not necessarily that. These owners of airlines in Nigeria have been, they were all successful businessmen in other spheres. So why did they fail in aviation? Why is everybody failing in aviation? It's because the aviation world is treated differently, both in policies and in application. You find out that government policies over time have been very, very debilitating to the growth of aviation. However, this present government has turned it around. For instance, you talk about import duties, you talk about VAT, high import duties, purchase of aircraft and aircraft spares and engines, VAT on purchase of aircraft and aircraft spares. Now, this present government has turned that around.
Yeah.
The president gave an executive order when he took over power in 2015 to help aviation. That executive order was being, obeyed. Partly, sometimes they obeyed, another time they didn't obey it. I mean, the customs and others. So this president we decided in aviation that we have to make this part of our laws. Because executive order will depend on whims and caprices of whoever.
Each president.
Each president.
Yes, sir.
Not only the president. For example, President Buhari gave the executive order that airlines should be allowed zero duty, zero VAT for the importation of aircraft and aircraft spares. But was it being carried out by those who are supposed to implement them? Sometimes they implement, some other times they would say, go and get the Gazette. So we decided that, okay, we have to make it part of our laws. So when myself and Alhaji Abdul Munaf, my president, the president of Airline Operators of Nigeria, Alhaji Abdul Munaf of ASMAN, as president and with me as vice president, when we took over some less than 6 months ago, we decided that we must struggle to make this part of our laws, this waiver the president had given us. So we took it to the National Assembly. And I have to say it here, and I have to be thankful to the Honorable Minister of Aviation, Senator Harisirika. He was all over us. He wanted to make a difference. He has caused a revolution in the aviation world in Nigeria. So he helped us. We all went to the National Assembly side by side. The Minister of Finance herself, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, all of them helped. They accepted certain things because they know aviation is no longer elitist.
True.
It's no longer elitist. It's a catalyst for the growth of every economy.
And in Nigeria within security, it has become a major
yes.
way of transportation.
The National Assembly passed the bill.
Okay.
President Buhari didn't waste a minute into signing it into law. And today we're enjoying, you can bring in your aircraft, bring your spares without having to pay duties. So these are part of the challenges that have been solved. There are so many others, like multiple aviation charges that airlines are suffering from. But then we are discussing those things with the civil aviation authorities, and in no time, all of them are keyed into making it work with the present minister in the saddle.
Okay, sir. Once again, welcome to the show. My question would be on something you've expressed desire on. You have expressed your excitement when you visited Umunya, actually my area, on the development going on with the establishment of the airport there in Anambra State. And you said when you travel abroad, you see airports dotted in different parts. What's holding us back? Seeing a man like you doing well in the fleet, what's holding the private sector back from having proliferation of private airports in Nigeria?
All right, sir, apologies. Before you answer that question, we'll go on a quick break and return after a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Guys, for still staying tuned. So before we went on a break, Marshall asked you a question. Sir, can you throw light on that?
Yeah, Marshall was talking about
Private airports.
having private airports. To be honest with you, if only we can, kind of deregulate that sector properly, 100%, it will help a lot. To create not only jobs, but to, the growth of the economy will be energized, and so many other things will follow. If you go to America, you see airports all over the place. Some are owned by individuals. If they can do the same thing here, that would be good. But you are being, burdened by laws and regulations that will not make that happen now. Again, lands. The most important thing is the runway. I wanted to do something like that in my area because Anambra doesn't have an airport until this governor now decided
Yeah, they're working on one now.
So I was thinking of getting a place around my hometown, but you need about at least 2 kilometers of a stretch of land for the runway, at least. Nowhere to be gotten. So the ownership of land over here is also not helpful. You said the Land Use Act. No, people still lay claim to their lands.
Yeah.
Even though you talk about the Land Use Act. So, but if we could change our laws to allow for, like you used the word proliferation of airports, that will help a lot, because there are a lot of businessmen out there with the means to run their own airport, even if it's a private airport. Each airport will create massive job employment for people, and that will help the situation of insecurity in the country too. But at the same time, the other side the government is worried about is people using such private airports for nefarious activities.
Like what?
You could use it to import arms. You could bring in arms and land there at night and move out. So there are so many things you could do with it. But then, that other side shouldn't,
deter us from doing what is good. Yeah.
All right. So listening to you, sir, because I have a follow-up question with what you've just said now. I know tourism induces foreign direct investments, and FDI thrives on the performance of the aviation sector. So, in your own opinion, what's your own assessment of this linkage of tourism and aviation sector in Nigeria?
For tourism to thrive in any country, the most important thing is security. No one wants to go to a climb where it is adjudged that is unsafe. So for no matter if you like have the best airports in the world, and they start comparing you with Afghanistan, there's no way tourism will thrive. So the first and foremost, we have to solve the issues of insecurity in the country. Once you do that, tourism will flow. But one thing I find very disturbing in this country is that we are so selfish. Let me use that word, selfish. We are so selfish in this country. Look at the coastal regions of the southern part of this country, from Lagos to Calabar, through Akwa Ibom, everywhere. Look at the seas. We don't have
functional seaports.
No, not seaport now. We don't have functional beach resorts. Nigerians will jump into the aircraft. Oh, we are going to Miami.
True.
We are going to Miami to enjoy the beaches.
You're going to Greece.
Greece to enjoy the beaches. You go the Caribbean islands, all the countries in the Caribbean. What is the source of their income?
May I interrupt you, sir, to ask about poverty? Why do I say that? Because I know that there was the eco-tourist beach, there was the Palm Springs, there was the heritage on the shoreline. Eventually, they become run down. We are unable to maintain them, maybe because they didn't have enough patronage.
See, let me tell you something. Like as I was saying, so many of us have acquired property, me personally, some 10 years ago, along the same shoreline. I wanted to give this country their best hotel resorts. As I'm speaking to you up to now, it's just now they are trying to give us permit to do it, because one big man wanted to build the same thing and felt that competition. A tree does not make a forest. One thing they don't know is that you need a whole lot of hotels on that stretch to make tourism work. If you put Eco-Tourist Beach Resort and it's the only resort there, nobody wants to go there. Just very few people. But if you have a plethora of hotels lined up on those beaches, activities 24/7, countries will come, tourists will come to patronize it. But where one man wakes up and said nobody builds anything there because he has the intention. Yes, I'm telling you from a personal point. So, and I keep on preaching to people in this country that you cannot go to your grave with your wallet, but you can go to your grave with the kind of legacies you must have left behind.
That statement is familiar. When Airpeace brought back our brothers from South Africa following the xenophobic attack, I remember you saying that. But my question here would be, the ownership of Airpeace, I have no doubt that is not questionable. It is yours. But where is the notion that Patience Jonathan, the former First Lady, owns
my
Airpeace?
Went into something else.
Where do you think that notion is coming from? Because I really need it to be out there. Where do you think it's coming from?
Okay.
Are you related to her?
You see, in this country we thrive on whether they call it conspiracy theories and whatever, rumors and all that kind of thing. If you know me very well, I've been a peace builder since I was born. Airpeace is not my only company. All my companies are peace this, peace that. So when I wanted to float Airpeace, myself and my family, my wife and the kids, we were tinkering. Okay, which we say Peace Divine Airline, all sorts of names to do with peace. So I was the one who said Airpeace. And everybody said, oh, that sounds nice. We went to Corporate Affairs Commission years ago. And when we got there, we secured the name. Then I floated Airpeace. The next thing I heard was that the airline belongs to Patient Jonathan, the former First Lady, because she was going by the layers, Mama Peace.
Mama Peace.
So, but it started from my competition. One of the owners of the airlines in Nigeria, then I don't want to mention his name, was one who deliberately
instigated
that. The same person. So it's not only Mama Peace that owns Airpeace.
There are quite a number of names.
Yes, it's not only Mama Peace that owns Airpeace. The only person that doesn't own Airpeace is me
you
and my family. Mama Peace owned Airpeace. Why that didn't work? On the day I was going to launch Airpeace, we had received our AOC. An airline owner in this country sponsored a blogger to put out there Stella Odwa's airline commences operation today. So Stella Odwa's airline Airpeace. Even quoting your
RC
headquarters.
number?
No, wow. Our headquarters. This is the headquarters of the airline. Somebody put it there because in Nigeria, people, going to, you can't even trace them. You don't know how to get them, to sue them. So that happened because Stella Odwa is supposed to be from Anambra State, and Allen Onyema is from Anambra. It must be Stella Odwa. That one didn't work for them. They say, oh, it might be P2B. Because P2B used to be...
He used to be governor.
No, chairman of Fidelity.
Yeah.
And this Airpeace banks with Fidelity. And governor.
Connecting different dots.
It must be P2B. Then the next one was Kingsley Kuku. Oh, Allen worked at the Amnesty Office. Not worked.
Wow.
I was contracted. I was a vendor at the Amnesty Office. It may be Kingsley Kuku.
Wow.
Another person, all manner of names. Even the owner of Peace Mass Transit.
I see.
They said because Peace Mass Transit, they claimed, those who was promoting that claimed that place they used to have accidents in order to put fears on people.
You are used to controversies.
All of them, they own Airpeace except me.
So this leads me to another question, because I know private flyers like Chachangi, Sosoliso, Bellevue, Cabo Airlines, have gone into default, so to speak. So is privatization the way of, will I say, revitalization of the sector, if that's the right word to use right now?
Revamping.
You see, like I told you before, there are so many challenges that led to airlines closing shops. Most of them you could trace to policies, unfriendly policies. There's some others you could trace to the owners of those airlines. Some airlines you mentioned, the real owner, divisionaire, died. Succession problems. Could people manage what they've met on the ground?
Continuity.
So continuity may not be there. Most businesses in Nigeria die once the visionary goes.
Yeah.
So, and this is what I keep on telling my staff. I want Airpeace to outlive my generation. I want you to work in such a way that your great-grandchild will come one day and say, my great-grandfather worked in Airpeace, my grandfather worked in Airpeace, my father worked in Airpeace.
I want to be the chairman.
And here I am, I'm working in Airpeace too. Let us leave that kind of legacy. And that is why I lead by example. Airpeace is growing to the envy of so many people, but they don't know the sacrifices I've been making. I don't touch Airpeace money. I keep on putting. Everything I've owned under the sun has been mortgaged because of Airpeace. Borrowing left, right, and center from the banks. But the good thing is that I don't treat bank money as everybody's money, as nobody's money, sorry. I treat it as somebody's money. You must pay back.
That's a good mindset.
That is why my bank, no bank in this country that doesn't want to, I'm saying it on set. Let any bank, there's no bank in this country that doesn't want to finance Airpeace. Because I borrow, I make sure I set up a sinking fund, and I pay back immediately. So many people are talking, they don't even know the growth. A lot of people don't know why Dangote is growing and growing and growing. It's because he respects when he takes money, contracts. When he takes money from the bank, he respects it. So everybody will want to
we
follow.
believe that is because he has government backing.
Forget it.
Every government in power is Dangote's friend.
No, that's not the case. The case is he has business integrity.
Okay.
So most people should, endeavor to have business integrity.
Okay.
In Airpeace, we have business integrity.
I want to touch about the controversies in the industry, and there are two controversies that stand out. The first one is what they call the equipment zero visibility landing equipment that allows you to land even when the weather is bad. There was some controversy about Nigeria spending so much money, and we're supposed to have it in 4 airports: Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Kano. And I don't know, maybe it was other Stella, Odoa, we had issues with it. But this week, there was a colloquium happening in Kano, and a lot of airlines couldn't land. The weather was bad. What's really happening with this equipment in Nigeria?
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not NAMA, the National Aviation Management Authority. I wouldn't know. I like speaking about things I don't, but at the same time, yes, it is true that when you're going abroad and the weather is very bad in some cases, you can automatically the plane can land itself once you program it. However, here is not the case. The truth is that we've not gotten to that level. The government is trying to put that infrastructure in now, but it's not yet there 100%. But there's an improvement.
Okay, so mind if we delve into a little bit of politics, because I know in the public domain people have also asked questions as to where is his political alignment. Are we looking out for Allen Onyema in the near future contesting for the governorship of Anambra State or for one political elective position? What's your political aspirations?
None.
Ew.
Fantastic.
No.
Why?
A lot of people have accused me. Some have even gone to the press. I do some things. I remember when I went to Benue State to reconcile Mieti Allah and the people of Benue State.
It's in for politics.
Some people said they attacked Saleh Al-Hassan, so you're the one trying to make this Igbo man president in 2023. You see, if you look at my history, I've been like this since I was created. And I've been working passionately for this country, even as a kid, as a student, as a secondary school student, high school student, as a university student in the University of Ibadan. And you know what I did when we went to Zaria to help to queer riots in 1985 as a kid, as a teenager then. So it's unfortunate that politicians will never see anything good in others. The moment you want to do any good to this country, they read political meanings. They are the ones that read political meanings.
Yeah,
too.
it benefits
They
them
get,
too.
They get jittery.
Yeah.
And that's why they scare people, good people, men and
Away
women of
from
goodwill,
politics.
who would have been able to come in to salvage this country away.
It's good they're hearing it today.
So they
Like
do
you're
it,
not
but I
interested.
don't have any political interest. I do this for love of my nation.
Cool.
All right, many thanks for that submission. I think still talking about the Nigerian government, because I understand that November 2nd, 2020, Nigerian government approved about, I think, 4 billion naira. That is equivalent of $10.3 million, so to speak, for domestic airlines to mitigate the adverse effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. So my question now to you is that, is this bailout really providing the desired support for the sector?
Yes, the Nigerian government gave all the airlines in Nigeria, about 30-something of us, 4 billion to share. That money is not enough to do anything, but it's something. It was a grant. That's free money for us. We're not supposed to pay it back. A lot of people have tried to compare us to what was given in America, billions of dollars, but we're not America. If you see Dangote's child with a jet, you cannot say, but Dangote's child has a jet. The question there is your father Dangote? So, yeah, we are not America. The country doesn't have the resources to do it exactly like America. The truth is that the government decided to bring what they could bring out in this hard moments we are passing through, difficult moments we are passing through. So they gave us 4 billion. It's not enough. We got.
But you're a private business. Why are you looking for more money from government?
No.
I understand how the pandemic affected airlines.
Airlines were the worst hit.
Okay.
And we are still the worst hit. So all over the world, airlines were being helped.
Bailed out.
So the Nigerian government decided to give us 4 billion free. However, like I said, I always say, one engine of my 777 is more than 4 billion. And I decided to change one of the engines, and I paid $10.2 million, which is over 5 billion.
Absolutely.
The 4 billion, if you divide it by 480 or 500, is less than $10 million.
Sure.
But one airline bought an engine, $10.2 million.
So what's that going to do?
However, what they tried to do was, people should take this, even if
it's just to pay
can
salaries.
pay some few salaries and or maybe insurance. Anyone, you cannot even scratch insurance on the face. So do that. However, government did something. Government, for the first time, gave us loans, afforded us loans at single-digit interest.
Interesting. Should we applaud them for that?
Yes.
Okay.
5%. 5%.
Okay.
All the loans I've been getting from banks since in the last 4 years or thereabout, 26%, 25%.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the banks are there to make money,
Not
so
double-
they are
not
not there
just-
to help you.
Not just double digits, but
20-something%
very
interest.
digits.
But now at 5%,
5%.
we are grateful to government for that.
Oh, nice.
So the Nigerians should hear this, not just we criticizing government that government didn't give us enough free money.
No, some of us love to criticize the government.
So
sir.
that's 5% from the central bank. I mean,
nice.
that was fantastic.
Okay, so I'm
All
glad.
right, many thanks for that. We'll go on a quick break and return after a word from our sponsors. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. We have Allen Onyema, the owner of Airpeace and the founder of Airpeace, to be precise. And this is still the talk show where you want to listen to, where you have value for money and value for followership as well. So, sir, coming back to you right now, kudos to you, sir, for your relentless support, philanthropical aid in Nigerians, or for Nigerians, I mean, in terms of diaspora, people in diaspora. I understand that there are a lot of things happening there. Your intervention and your convenience of Nigerians in India and South Africa, to be precise, where, you know, I know that they were very problematic at the time, you know, and you went in there and perform the magical things that, let me say, the federal government couldn't do anyway. Yes, I said this on this platform. So how can we foster good relationship, you know, with these countries where Nigerians reside abroad and they're still struggling with the support of the federal government?
You see, every Nigerian is stigmatized. This country is stigmatized. If you pass a crime scene anywhere abroad, and they have so many nationalities around there, and they see a Nigerian, the Nigerian must have committed that crime. You don't want to know the number of Nigerians in jails worldwide for something they didn't know anything about. The Nigerian man is not given any benefit of doubt. So we should try to fight that stigma. That is why what happened in South Africa happened. I'm a non-violence practitioner. What I did was a non-violence action. I wanted to stop xenophobia and xenophobic attacks. So I decided to do what I did because evacuation is a very powerful statement. No country wants any foreign nation to come and do evacuation.
It gives them a bad reputation.
Bad reputation. Immediately we did that, the stocks in South Africa went down. It gives a kind of scary perception to the outside world. So they didn't know that would happen. A lot of people said, oh, I did it deliberately for
political reasons.
Political reasons or for publicity. No. We were in a meeting at the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. The late former NCA DG invited all airline owners. So we're in a meeting with him, and on television we are seeing Nigerians running helter-skelter while the meeting was going on. Nigerians crying and, you know. So Anna said, gentlemen, why not we send our jets in? So I wanted to, all my colleagues in the airline industry, to everybody one jet, bring in one jet, let us go to South Africa and move Nigerians out of that place. If all of us had done it, nobody, it wouldn't have been, oh, it's Allen Onyema, Allen Onyema. But nobody took me serious. I disrupted that meeting. Then the DG said, Allen, what are you talking about? I said, let us go and do this. It is very important. This was that disgracing Nigerians, we must salvage our image as a nation. They said, I said, okay, I need the number of the External Affairs Minister. That was how, I didn't have his number before. Some people thought he's my blood brother because he's Onyema, me, I'm Onyema.
Onyema.
So I didn't have his number before. So they got me his number. I called him on the phone. He didn't take the call, and I quickly sent a text that, please, sir, it is very urgent. Allen Onyema, CEO Airpeace. Within 10 minutes, he called me back. So and I said, sir, we need to do this. What is happening? What is government doing? You know, government goes by budget, and they didn't have the budget.
And they are not being budgeted for.
They didn't have the budget, and it's a lot of money to start doing in the immediate. I said, okay, I'm going to do it free of charge. He said, what? I said, yes. I'm going to do it free of charge now. If you give me the permission, I'll deploy my 777s to South Africa to move Nigerians out of the place. He said, okay, give me 2 hours. I'm sure he wanted to consult with the presidency. Within 1 hour, I wasn't the one who advertised it. Within 1 hour, we saw on television again, the CEO, breaking news, CEO of Airpeace has volunteered to evacuate Nigerians from South Africa free of charge. That was how it happened. And we deployed, even my cabin crew and my pilots refused to receive allowances for those trips.
Nice.
Fantastic.
So that created a kind of nationalism. When I cried on the aircraft, I cried not because of any other thing, but one northern woman who had 3 kids was crying that she lost her child in South Africa. If not for us, but who knows, she would have been dead. And look at him, see an Igbo man carrying her child all the way from South Africa. One Igbo boy, he didn't know from, helped. You know, Nigerians became one. They sang the national anthem right from,
we saw that
from South Africa. We were singing
tears.
They were Yoruba, Igbo,
Hausa, broke you down.
They were hugging each other.
So
I broke
so
down.
Nigerians are actually one,
Nigerians
except who are divided by the politicians themselves.
Nigerians want, that's what I want
interest.
to address. Nigerians want to be one. Politicians should leave this country alone. Politicians should leave this country alone. And the ordinary people should stop following politicians. They are trying to divide this country. They should leave this country alone. For example, what we have is tribal lords as politicians. Tribal lords. And they keep on putting to the fore those things that divide us as a nation. But let me tell you, the things we have in common are more than the things that divide us. Let us celebrate those things we have in common. Let us celebrate them. This is a country of 378 ethnic nationalities, a source of strength, powerful.
So,
but now politicians are constantly
the ones dividing us.
We shouldn't divide.
Fantastic.
The
What a way to
country is very strong.
Mr.
We
Onyema.
don't wait for government alone to do it. Let everybody key into salvaging the nation.
Thank you so much
What a way
for
to
that
go.
submission.
What a way to go.
What a show today. It's really entertaining, educative, informative, and as you all know, we keep it real on this platform. And again, let me use this opportunity to say thank you so much again for honoring our invitation, for coming here today despite your busy schedule. I know your active play in the industry by creating jobs, impacting the economy, and of course fostering the safety of airline customers and so many other laudable efforts which I cannot continue on this platform because of time. So I must say a great job you're doing, and to Nigerians, and of course for those in diaspora as well. And I would say that may God continue to give you longevity with everything you're doing. More power to your elbow. We hope to see more exploration or expansion from the Airpeace airline. I know that there are many more things coming your way. All right, I think this is where we sign off. Till we'll come your way next week. I would say keep being real, and bye now.
Bye.
Bye.